Thursday, January 4th, in the brand new 2024. Affordable housing meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please.
All right, good morning, good morning. Councilman Chairman Fred Hamilton,
Here.
Councilman Dan Wood,
Here.
Commissioner Doug McGill,
Here.
Commissioner Grace Staples,
Here.
Commissioner Gwen Chambers,
Present.
Commissioner Denolis Polite, and Commissioner Meg James.
We have the agenda before us. Can I get someone to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Also, the minutes from November the 9th. Motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. All in new business. Victoria, would you
Yep.
give us an update?
All right, good morning again and happy January 2024. So as you can see, we are still going strong, even with our cold months, things are still happening. So the budget for fiscal year 2024 neighborhood assistance budget was approved at $290,000. To date, 18 homes have been serviced for repairs such as roofing and interior repairs, totaling $198,956. 8 homes have been serviced for septic pump out, totaling $3,666. 2 homes for tree service, totaling $6,180. As of December 28th, 2023, 28 homes have been serviced through the Neighborhood Assistance Program. I am going to slide to our Excel sheet to explain a couple of things. So here, every month, I give you guys a breakdown of what we started with each line item and where those funds are, what's going on, what's in holding that's have already been approved. So as you can see, our number one line item is home repairs. So that consists of our roofing, our floor repairs, anything that happens interior and exterior for safety issues. So invoices paid when this report was put out was last week, Thursday, was paid at $198,956. The encumbrances line is what has been estimated but not paid. So that $32,389 was homes that are in the making or in the process of getting repairs done. So available budget left in our home repairs, which is our number one line item, is $23,655 with 18 homes being serviced so far. So that's where we stand with our most greatest need. Our next greatest need would be the septic pump out. We approved the septic pump out at $3,000. We did have to do a transfer over from our property cleanup, which we haven't touched. So we moved $3,000 from our property cleanup to go over to our septic. So that left property cleanup with $4,000 to be used. And then that updated our septic budget to $6,000. Of that $3,066 had been paid with encumbrances of $800, and that $800 is only 2 septic pump outs. So that $800 has been paid. It will probably be paid out next week check process. So that leaves us $1,534 in our septic pump out area. Everything else is sitting. If we need to do another transfer, we will, but everything else of our line items, as you can see in the task column, is sitting good. We haven't touched any of that. Any questions there?
How many homes do we have in Bluffton that are potentially eligible?
You guys asked that question before, and we can't really answer that because you never know. Well, I never know. I only know when someone comes to me, because I can't go out in writing and say, I need to reach out to them or they need to reach out to me. So it's only those that come to me. And a lot of things you can't see from the outside, you have to be in the inside. So they have to request in order for me to say, I have 5 on my pending list. That answers your question.
And it also requires them to be income verified.
Right, yeah. So it doesn't, the application starts with me, but then it goes out to LCOG for verification.
Understood. I'm just curious what that potential looks like as we appear to be getting close to running out of budget.
So I meet with, Kevin, is out late today. I meet with Kevin, finance, and then other staff members. I've been trying to do this for about 6 months now, as you already know that, but we are tied down to meet on the 9th, which is next week. So we'll look at our budget and kind of see if we need to expand, if I need to bring that back to you guys, because the budget year for 2025, we're knocking at, so we're trying to get our numbers lined up for the next fiscal year. So I might be coming to you guys to kind of up the 15 or up the 20, or just up our budget altogether from the 290 that we started with. So, I'm going to use it, as you can see, but to answer your questions, to go back to that, we never know who's going to come. You know, we could say we've helped everybody that needs help so far. You know, we never know. And then I think a few months ago, I told you guys about, I don't want to call them repeat offenders, but those that we helped before, kind of stop doing that and just kind of move on to those what we've never serviced before. So it's kind of hard to answer that question. So we're just
Thank you.
keeping eyes and ears open to those, because we did have a couple of new septic pump outs that didn't know that we even had the program. So a lot of people still don't know about the program.
I know we have been working on replacing septic systems. Do we have a feel for how many we have left? Because I know we've been doing it by street, I think, is how we've been doing it, or?
We've been doing it with the CBG grant. So, for an example, our biggest area that we have focused on has been Buck Island and Simmonsville. That grant, the last connection is being done as we speak. So that portion of replacing septic tank should be completed probably next couple of months.
What do we have left
That would be it for that area. That's
for that area? But I meant in the remainder of the.
Less than 200.
Less than 200.
Probably more, I'm guessing more like 180 or something at one point in the Old Town area, maybe less.
Thank you.
The other big item that we had, not last fiscal year, but 2023 calendar year, was tree mitigation. Some of those prices have gone up as well. With tree mitigation, I work with Johnson & Johnson Tree Care and Arbor Nature. So you can see for the two homes, it was 6180, but there were some pretty big trees that were diseased. So they were over a roof. So that was some major work that needed to be done, because that's another big line item as well. But we're still good there, pocket-wise. Any other questions on the budget? Any other questions on the budget? All right, seeing none, I do want to, before we get down to discussion, I am still looking for presenters. Commissioner McGill and I sat down before the holiday break. He had some ideas of people that he wanted to bring in, so we're working with that. But it's still, if you guys have any presenters that would lengthen our meeting, I know we like short meetings, but, you know, just to make use of our time, if you guys have anyone that you want to bring in, maybe we can Zoom them in, or any way, you know, possible, just to kind of get some different ideas and different things like that in our hour time frame, please let me know. Or you reach out to them yourself and then let me know and staff know, and we can get them on the schedule. So, like I said, just to make just good use of our time. Now, for the 1095 May River update, I don't have any bad news. I don't have any new potential new news either, but I did reach out to a part of our 1095 group, and we are still waiting for OCRM permits. We are still waiting for Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer and South Carolina Department of Transportation reviews. There's nothing been paused. It's still moving. We just need to have someone over in state that can push it for us and get it to the top. I know you guys keep hearing us say that they are swamped over there, but it's pretty much just a waiting game still. So hopefully, we're in January, hopefully would like to have some news at least by the end of February, beginning of March, because I know Stephen is ready to put a sign and have some kind of groundbreaking and, you know, just let people know that it is in the making so they can put an eyes to what we're trying to do. So, and I am getting calls. I don't know who's talking about it, but I am getting calls. Do you have application? You know, what's going on? Can I see it? Can I put my eyes to it? Give me your name and number and I can let you know as soon as it releases. So those 12 are going to go fast because people are waiting to see what's going on with that. So, and I also talked to staff before the holidays about our next project. over on Bluffton Road, and we're trying to get things lined up so we won't have the holdup that we have now for the next project. So that one can go a lot faster. We'll know exactly what we need to do, who we need to reach out to in order to get that going as well. So it won't be such a long task like this one has been, a long task. So, any questions?
You said you had an email from them, and that means you email them and they respond?
Yes. And when I say them, Nathan from Saturi, I might be pronouncing it wrong, from the engineering group.
Yes.
And Amanda did not respond, but that little blur came from Nathan. Yes. He's part of the engineering group. No comments. Everyone's fine. We just trying to figure out the budget or the project. So, yeah, so that's all I have for now. If you guys have any assignments for me, I know we've been trying to get with finance for a while, but we have finally tied them down to work on this budget, and also to see if any other outside agencies can, we can tie with to up our budget without messing any of our line items here. So we will be getting with that on next week. That's all I have. Just ready to do 2024 and not reach out, but have people reach out to me that still need assistance.
Well, I'd like to follow up on your comment about our discussion. Mr. Chairman, at one point in time, I did a radio show, and one of the guests that I had was a gentleman named Brandon Kristofsky. Brandon is a felon, former, he was in prison for drug-related offenses, and he was able to develop himself to become a chef. And he started a restaurant on an area called Shaker Square in downtown Cleveland. The restaurant's named Edwin's, and he exclusively hires recently released felons. And so with the idea to them to develop a trade, learning how to be a dishwasher, a cook, a server. And as a result of that, he recognized that there was affordable housing issue, and particularly for people just recently released who didn't have any resources to be able to. So one of the things that he did is he developed housing for those people recently released from prison that he is hiring to his restaurant to develop training. And so I thought it might be interesting to have him discuss what he did and why he did it and what he ran into, because now he is kind of an outspoken affordable housing advocate in the city of Cleveland. And so I asked Brandon if he would be willing to just discuss his background and experience and the way he approached things with us, and he agreed to do that. And I just heard from his assistant, he's available February 1st, the next meeting, if that's acceptable to you.
Available by in-person Zoom? Okay. We welcome anyone that has input or suggestions or even support in how we can bring attention to affordable housing. That's always important and is always acceptable, because as long as I think I've been doing this, I've always seen a lot of filibustering. So to see someone actually make it come to fruition is always something that feels good.
I think he'd be worth listening to.
Let's bring Brandon on and let's see how much he can help influence our listeners.
Thank you.
I wanted to give an update on Shannon Green. I thought Shannon might be here today, but we tried to, when she came to us, she was saying that the rents, I think for a one-bedroom apartment in the area, was almost $1,800. So at any rate, I started working with Shannon and said, you can have a house cheaper, then you can do this if we can get the down payment. The only way to do this was, or not, the way that we figured out was to go with the USDA direct program, where there's no down payment and very low interest rates compared to what we're doing today. Well, it took almost 6 months to get her application through. And I've worked with people that have, with USDA Direct, it's about 2 months to 3 months max. And so I finally did what any citizen would do. I called Nancy Mace's office, our representative, our congresswoman, and just asked them, or I sent them a letter in her behalf and asked them, can you help us? There is, on their, email, it says something, you know, what are you really asking us for? And we said, help with a government agency. So they've turned that around. Congresswoman Mace's office was able to at least get her application to the front. And what they've told us is that they have been swamped this year with applications. So, you know, a lot of people were just put on the back burner. So we're waiting on that to go through. Everything looks good, but without having somebody's intervention with the government, we were just stuck. And as you were saying, you know, maybe with our state of mind with that project, somehow to get things unraveled, we've got to go higher.
I know we do, Bill Kurzman, who is, the State of Mind, I guess, director or chairman. He, has kind of pushed some things too, but I don't know how far it's gotten. So he has been, speaking with someone on that end, on the higher end, but I don't know how it's gone, but I can ask him to review. But yeah, it's good to know people. So thank you for helping her.
You know, it's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure, but it's just like, you know, what do we do here? She's about to be, her lease is up, excuse me, which we negotiated lower rate last year, but it's up in end of January, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because it's been a full year.
Yes.
It's been a full year that
A year, yeah.
she came to us, trying to find something. So there's a need, and we all know it's a need. We can talk and we can talk and we can write and we can meet, but we gotta find a stronger path and a more go-at-it way to get it done. So, and I've been going to meetings, meetings, we're all saying the same thing, but we gotta find a break ground and just do it. I know it's not that easy, as we can see, but we're trying to talk and chat at the table, so we're all on the same page with it. It's a dire need. Yeah, I have a daughter that graduates in May, and she's in Columbia, and she's not on anybody's waiting list. I'm saying, well, you're coming back home, because it doesn't move that fast for you. So these kids are scrambling to find even our roommates. So we got to think outside the box with these things. So, but that is all I have for you all this morning.
We discussed having, contractors come in, and we're talking to them about giving us, fair rates based on clientele we're trying to service. How far along are we with that? I want to be a part of that meeting.
So that contractors meeting, we had the contractors meeting. The contractors meeting is quarterly, but I think we do have another one coming up, but no one has gotten back to me from that meeting. No one has got, because that's a quarterly meeting that the building team has, but no one has gotten back. So I'm still working with the same 3 builders. No one has gotten back.
So,
Maybe you want to try and bring them to this meeting?
no, I don't think this is the place, but I think, maybe I need to sit down with you and see who you have on your list, who we had on the list. And maybe we can, reach out to them and invite them back.
Okay,
I'll sit down with you.
okay.
Do we only operate locally, as it relates to the contractors?
They don't have to be locally, but they do have to be licensed through the town, update W-9, but they do not have to be locally. They can travel, but they do have to have a town of Bluffton business license.
Okay. Got it.
Share that with the police.
I will.
Okay, any closing, any birthday wishes, any?
Anything to get us to 30 minutes?
Thank you all for a good meeting
Thank you
and
for your time.
appreciate your time.
All right.
Now adjourned.
All right. Thank you, guys.
We can, revisit.